Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. It is once again time for the WADcast, episode number 157. I am one of your hosts, Josh, joined as always by the guy that just doesn't want to show up to work on time.
Yeah, I just want to sleep. What's going on, everybody? It's good to be here. Good to be on another show for a Friday night. Even though we are considered the third best podcast of Jacksonville.
Yes. Yeah, before we get things kicked off, I'll just go ahead and say it. Congratulations to the Dex and Barbie T-Pop Quiz. No, the Dex and Barbie T-Pop Quiz Trivia Podcast. They won the Folio Weekly Best of Jacks 2023 Best Podcast Award. We finished third, right behind the Internal Cauldron of Emotions, which is a Nicolas Cage-based podcast.
I mean, now I'm down to. I'm actually down to check out this podcast to see how good it is, A, and B, just to see what exactly it entails. Apparently, they do quite a bit with their fan base, or their listeners, or whatever. They actually do quite a bit to interact with them. So that's pretty cool. That really is. But yeah, it's like an entire Nicolas Cage podcast. I can actually kind of see why that would get second place.
But honorable, I guess, shout outs to the Graybeard podcast that finished fourth, and bottom of the bill, which aptly fifth place. But no, actually, both of those shows are also pretty good. So we are sitting in mighty fine company in third place, Brandon.
Yeah, we are the middle child.
So thank you, everybody that took the time to vote once.
Yep. You guys could have done more.
Could have done more.
But it's cool.
I'm not sure that even on our best day, we would be beating the Dex and Barbie T Pop Quiz Trivia Podcast. Not because trivia podcasts are so cool, but if they are, we need one. But because they're also the hosts of our Top 40 radio station morning show. So they know what they're doing. They got skills. And so my hat's off to them.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I even looked at to see who the other, who the competition was for that contest. I don't think I've really looked up the other podcasts or other shows where we were making the videos and hyping up people to vote for us and everything else. I don't think I ever looked that stuff up.
But, yeah, it's a good idea to know your competition.
Yep.
And now that the competition's over, who knows? Maybe know your,
place
neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, know our place. Third place. That's our place.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Folio, for doing this and showing us our place.
Yeah.
We won't step out of line. We have to recognize our betters.
Anyway, but it is Friday night.
All night.
And I am actually off tonight.
Well, we got to fix that. Call in, say that you're ready for work.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised I did not suit up and go into work tonight.
Just out of habit?
Yeah. Just show up, like, oh, I'm here. Nah. They'd be like, oh, you're not scheduled, but since you're here,
I've done that.
yeah, I've done it at my old job before. And they're like, oh, well, you're off tonight. Like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go home. And halfway home, they're like, hey, can you come back here? Nope.
I
But you had your chance. But no, it's what I was going to say is like it's good to be able to be on the show, to be on my very own show that I started with you all those years ago. And you had mentioned earlier that you were going to that we should talk about like the movies that are coming out this year.
yeah.
That are of original stories because people like to say that they never make anything original in Hollywood anymore. And
Hold on, Brandon. Let me set this
go
up.
ahead. Yeah.
We had the discussion about talking about some of the bigger releases this year. The major tentpole franchises. Just talking about what we're interested in, and then as an addendum to that, a little added flavor, if you will. I said, you know what? People keep talking about there's no original ideas, that Hollywood's lazy. Well, first of all, duh. But
Yeah.
second of all, there are tons and tons of original, movies released every year. The thing is, a lot of studios aren't going to be pouring the, tens of millions of dollars into marketing something that they are not sure of. So they either wind up being released and wide with little fanfare, or they go straight to streaming and do an incredible job there sometimes. But to put to bed, even though it won't, but to put to bed the idea that there's nothing original, I did come up with a list of completely original IP films that are being released this year to talk about, in addition to the sequels and reboots and does that, of course, we're going to get.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like what I was going to say is like you want me to you said like we should talk about this. And I was like, I don't even know what's coming out. No idea. Like I know Ghostbusters is coming out. I'm stoked about that one. But you in your list wanted to leave out long I'm sorry, you wanted to leave out sequels or sequels, new entries to
No, I
franchises, stuff
didn't.
like that. Well, no, like you wanted to discuss the movies that are more of the original variety, which is right.
No. I said we could shine a spotlight on those as we also talk about sequels and franchises and
Okay, then I misunderstood you. I was going to say, I'm going to bring up Ghostbusters.
I know we are going to bring up Ghostbusters. That's one of the
Right.
reasons why we can't skip franchises. But I just wanted to make sure that when the time comes, we laser focus. You know what? Not even laser focus. I want to read to you the synopses of these. I think I have about 10 movies that
Okay.
are, from what I understand, completely original, and
Okay.
see if they are interesting enough to make you want to see it.
Okay.
But that'll be towards the end. The real meat. I mean, because come on, the franchise movies are going to outnumber the original stuff as far as attention goes by a pretty
Okay.
large margin. We've been
Yep.
hearing about Deadpool 3 for what, 2 years now, it seems like.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years roughly. I think like 2 years, about 2 years.
So naturally that's gonna have to be talked about. So how about we just pull this band-aid right off? Brandon,
Josh,
tell us why you're interested in Ghostbusters.
because it's the best franchise in the world.
Way to elaborate.
Yeah. I mean, do I really need to say more? It's Ghostbusters.
Yes, you do. It's a podcast. People listen for this.
Okay. All right. So now with Ghostbusters, obviously, I've mentioned it quite a few times on the show. I'm a huge Ghostbusters nerd. But I was raised around it. Oh God, remember I think it was Burger King or something like that when we were kids. Ghostbusters 2 came out. They had like the little keychain that came with like the sound effects from the Ghostbusters movie, like the Ecto one and all that stuff. And it's just an 80s laser noise. That's all it is. But like I grew up watching the cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters. When I was a teenager, Extreme Ghostbusters Extreme came out. Watched that. That was okay. Not as good as The Real Ghostbusters, but I can recite the Ghostbusters movie like I can watch the movie and I can tell you like I can just like lip every line that's coming on to the screen. Everything that these characters about to say. But it's just like my favorite franchise. It's like to me, I look at Ghostbusters the way that you look at Back to the Future. Like you get excited to want to see Back to the Future when you get a chance to see that
every time.
So, and then with Ghostbusters 2016 with Answer the Call, I left the theater apparently very visibly pissed off, and baffled because I didn't know I just watched. And then I went to go see it. Listen, if you like the Ghostbusters Answer the Call movie with Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy, that's fine. That's cool. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, don't like this movie. You just have bad taste. But the thing is that when Ghostbusters Afterlife came out, I'm grateful that Answer the Call exists because that movie's absolute abysmal failure paved the way for Jason Reitman to step up and step in his dad's shoes and direct Ghostbusters Afterlife. It got everyone back on board to do something. Unfortunately, little too late because Harold Ramis passed away in 2014. So in this movie, Egon dies. It's about the Spangler family. So then we got to see Paul Rudd. It's like a 3-decade long sequel to the first Ghostbusters movie. But I have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which is a direct sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife. It just looks really cool. It looks really awesome. Plus, we get to see like the Ghostbusters back in New York. Back in New York City. We get to see Slimer again in this movie. Apparently, like I keep seeing like stuff and leaks about Slimer being in this one. We all knew he was going to come back to the franchise eventually. But
glad he kicked that coke habit.
The fact that they said that this movie is very closely it very closely resembles the real Ghostbusters, like the way they had the cartoon set up.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'm like even more excited. Like, bring it! That's awesome.
You get to see Janine suit up.
Apparently, yeah.
That's in the trailer. I don't think I'm spoiling anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also in the PR, again, and all the PR, like in the campaign and all that stuff with, oh God, what was it? What's that magazine that like Empire? With the Empire magazine, they have a picture of. Yeah, they have Janine, they have Peter Venkman, they have Winston Zeddemore, they have Ray Stantz, all wearing the Ghostbusters suits. So, plus, it just looks like it's a damn good movie. It looks interesting. So, New York freezing over the course of this summer because some demon or whatever It's so powerful that people will actually die from their own fear. Like, bring it. I'm down.
Ray's going to have a field day explaining that one.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm excited about it. I'm actually very excited. I was, you and I were talking earlier today, shortly after I get off work. And you're like, oh, well, it's like, a few months away for you. So I'm like, oh, dude, it got pushed up. Because it was, I believe, May, I think you said, and I think you're right. It was May, now it's March. So
it
may be a few months away, but it's not 6 months away. So I'm happy.
Well, I am glad you're excited for that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Personally, I think it's no surprise. I'm a bit of a Marvel nerd. So one of the things I'm most excited about is Deadpool 3. And it's gonna be funny. It almost seems like tradition at this point. You show up to the theater and there's going to be one one irresponsible uncle or aunt with 10 kids all under the age of 8.
Oh, God, yeah.
Going, we're going to see the new superhero movie.
Then
there's going to be as much pegging in this one.
And it's like I saw that with Deadpool and I saw that with Logan. I saw it with both of them. Because
one is infinitely more appropriate than the other, even though they share the same rating.
It's about Logan being more appropriate.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, Logan was pretty brutal. I mean, they're both rated R.
We live in violence. We bathe in violence.
I know, but just say, but it's still you're watching people
crass.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like in Logan, though, you have Professor X getting stabbed in the chest. You have, like it's like you have them dismembering people left and right from the very opening scene. Just
big.
I just remember like this kid in the theater crying because he was terrified because his dumbass mom took him to go see a rated R movie, but because it's an X-Men movie.
It's like, superheroes. How bad could it be?
Yeah. And then I saw the
you
same
should watch
thing
The Boys. How bad could it be?
Oh, God. Oh, my God. People are just so stupid these days. Like, well, superheroes means, like, it's not scary. Like, I remember the same thing happened when Blade came out. Parents were taking kids to go see a Blade movie because it was it's Marvel.
Literal bloodbath.
Yep. That's even in the trailer that it's gory.
Yeah.
Like, but either way, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing all the parents rushing out of the theater with their little kids because they're just such shit parents that they,
But they don't rush out because it's the parents that want to see it.
No, so you know, it's like the kids they're crying or then like just like repeating the behavior they see, and the parents wondering where they get this influence from.
Yeah, it's always that big question: where did they learn this?
Yeah. God. Now, Deadpool 2 looks pretty interesting. I like the fact that they actually are having like they're teasing the hell out of Hugh Jackman in the Wolverine attire, also with the Wolverine mask.
Yeah.
So
it's about time. It's about time Hugh Jackman gets to be Wolverine.
Yeah, 25 years.
Logan.
25 years. Well, 23 years. 24. No, 24, right? 24 years of X-Men being in the in theaters and everything else.
Yeah, around there.
24 years. We got teased the mask once in a deleted post-credit scene for the Wolverine.
And it was the brown suit, right?
Yep, that was the brown suit. And now they're finally putting him into the blue and yellow suit after 24 years.
Yellow spandex.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Especially the fight scenes between Deadpool and Wolverine coming to full live. And I said it. When Hugh Jackman retired, I said, no, he's not done. I called it. I believe it on this show. He's not done. And sure enough, guess who's not done? Yeah, that's right. You know why? You want to know how I knew? Because I remembered a little line from a little interview. Don't remember from where, but he said very specifically, "Yeah, I'll come back if I get to fight the Avengers." And next thing you know, Disney acquires Fox and is like, "Hey, Hugh, we could make that happen, buddy."
Yeah, he want to fight the Avengers? Like, oh man.
So, just saying, there was always a glimmer of hope. The only it doesn't have what the plot is. Here, there's no description of the plot. Just Wolverine's in it, Deadpool's in it, and based on information, it's going to be wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. And you know what? I'm fine not knowing anything else about this. I want to walk in day one as dumb as possible.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that's been good about me working the hours I've been working, is the fact that I have not really seen a whole lot about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire when that trailer dropped. I think it was in November when that dropped. I was out for just an early morning walk, and that trailer dropped, and I got in the car and I hauled ass home, just so I could watch it on like the actual 75-inch screen in the living room, and was not disappointed at all. But with Deadpool, let me actually see really quick. What I think would be hysterical is if Wolverine was only in Deadpool 3 for about 5 minutes. I think that would be absolutely hysterical.
I do not. I do not think that at all.
That would be such like a Deadpool thing to do.
To promote the hell out of something and then not do it?
Yes. Well, they've only really shown them fighting in that sand area in front of the Fox Studios like decrepit like looking logo.
Yeah.
So it's it's one of those deals where I'm looking at this thinking like I'm just curious if this is the only scene that he's in, because in that scene they show like all these different things. Like they show like they show decapitated Sabretooth and everything. They show all these things in like this one scene, like from all the leaked pictures. So I'm thinking, how funny would it be for me, just with my sense of humor, to go see Deadpool 3, still have a good time, and see that Hugh Jackman is only in it for about 5 to 10 minutes, where Deadpool kills him. And I just think that'd be hysterical.
You sick bastard.
I just want to see the look on everyone's face if that's what happens. But the way that they even have the logo with the Deadpool logo and the 3 claw, scratches across the logo, I'm pretty sure he's in there much longer than just a few minutes.
It's probably going to be one of those reluctant buddy cop type deals.
Probably. But go ahead. Sorry, I don't like yelling on men's show here, but my God. 1 hour nap for the show in preparation after an 18-hour shift.
Yeah. Put your belly aching. We got a show to do.
Hey, no belly aching. I'm proud of myself, so kiss my ass, Josh.
So, yeah, do you have any feelings about Beetlejuice 2?
Not really. I'm curious about it. Um, I have that. Jenna Ortega is, I guess, Lydia's daughter in this one.
Makes sense.
Uh, Catherine O'Hara. Um, I know those that they're both coming back. Obviously, like Will. God, yeah, Will. My God, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis are not coming back. I don't know. I'm just very curious to see what this one is. They're done shooting, right? They're done with like the principal photography for
Yeah, I
Beetlejuice
think they've
2,
been done for
right?
quite a while.
So I think they only have like like a little bit left, like maybe like one or two reshoots left when the strikes happened.
Yeah, they were very close to wrapping when the strikes occurred.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where the frustration was. Hearing reports that they were so close to the finish line and everybody went on strike. I mean, for good reason, but I'm sure that for the crew of the Beetlejuice 2 movie, they they're like, we're almost done. We're almost done. Just a little bit more. Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, no, I'm very interested in the whole Beetlejuice thing. I don't really I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it. Michael Keaton is just he's great with everything he does.
It's
Um,
showtime.
Jenna Ortega, I like her. She's okay. Um, but I think that some movies are better off left alone, and I think Beetlejuice was one of them. So I'm curious. Like I said, I'm curious about it. I don't hate the idea of it. I just a Beetlejuice sequel at least like makes sense to me because it's more dealing with the supernatural,
Hmm.
and it's just a matter of like summoning him.
Yeah.
So, but it's just I gotta see what it's about. That's all.
And if you don't like it, you could always say that you don't acknowledge it like you did with the Star Wars movies.
Oh God, no one acknowledges those things.
I do.
Disney doesn't even acknowledge those things.
Yeah, that's why they're expanding on them because they don't acknowledge them.
This movie's just horrible, though. I mean, they should have stuck to George Lucas's original ideas. You know, that was just bad.
George Lucas didn't have any
Didn't have any what?
original ideas for Star Wars.
He gave like he gave like a 3 movie long, like for episodes. What was it? 7 through 9. He gave him like a full breakdown of where these movies would be going and what they'd be doing.
I don't believe it.
Oh, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
You can be serious. Doesn't mean I believe it.
Luke Skywalker was going to be rebuilding the Jedi Order. Princess Leia was pretty much trying to rebuild the Republic. All kinds of things. Darth Vader and Darth Talon were going to be the two big bad. I'm sorry, not Darth Vader. Darth Maul was going to be like the big, antagonist in this one with his with Darth Talon, who's a Twi'lek Sith. That was going to be pretty much trying to, I believe if I remember right, like twist like one of the like one of two solo kids. So yeah, there's uh an entire breakdown for the
I mean, it just sounds
follow-ups.
like the plots from the movie from the novels.
I mean, it's like, well, Darth Talon and Darth Maul. Darth Maul was like they didn't really have a whole lot of interaction in the novels at all. Darth Talon was somebody else's apprentice, but I'm just saying it's just like a full breakdown. But oh yeah, even if it was like the novels, like I mean, like Luke Skywalker was just done dirty. And then if you're going to do those movies, Finn, dude, Finn in the first movie, like I remember thinking, "Oh my god, this is going to be like the new Jedi is going to kick ass here." They built him up to be that, and then by the third movie, he was just like just a discarded side character with relatively nothing to do.
Yeah. But I only say George Lucas didn't have any ideas because he has a reputation of not being the best when it comes to honesty.
Yeah.
Remember talking about the original Star Wars, George Lucas says he has a plan for 9 movies.
Oh yeah, no, I that was bullshit from the get go. Yeah.
Think what? That's why you had the 2 siblings kiss. That seems weird.
Yep.
Because you knew it was going to happen that way. You knew that they were siblings, and you're like, yeah, we're going to do this. Or what is I just read recently? You know who the original choice was for Princess Leia?
No.
Jodie Foster.
Oh yeah, that's right.
14-year-old Jodie Foster. And then they were like, you know what? We're gonna age her up a bit, make Princess Leia formidable. It's like this was the Lucas plan, was it? This was it?
Yeah. There are no bras in space.
Yeah, yeah. It's no. Don't tell me there was a plan. There was no plan.
No, I'd be more concerned about his writing for dialogue.
I hate sand.
See, people only go to that one.
But
There's
it's so
there's so much in it. Like Mark Hamill has an interview from when he was younger, where he was talking about this one line that actually kept him up at night when he got the part of Luke Skywalker that he had to beg George Lucas to keep out of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like Luke Skywalker says, like, we can't turn back. What was it? Hope is our greatest weapon, or something like that. And it's just this very, very campy ass line. And but it was like it's easily like 15 seconds of Luke talking, and this is Mark Hamill saying it very fast because he remembered it that much. It still took like 15 seconds is a little gratuitous. So it was more like 7 seconds. But 7 seconds of someone speaking very fast or reciting a line. I can only imagine that's like a Peter Jackson kind of line. The long-winded, everything's happened. We're seeing everything happening on different battlefields or whatever. As you hear one character talking for 5 minutes straight. Because the line takes up half a sheet of paper. No one wants to say that in a Star Wars movie.
I'm not. I can't say you're wrong.
So,
well, how do you feel about Venom 3?
No.
Is you just no interest in Venom 3?
Sony did a horrible job with Venom. They don't know how to do a damn Sony's not building a superhero universe. They're building a supervillain universe. For whatever reason, I don't get it. I don't understand why. Venom is not a good movie. Venom 2.
Okay, you're talking about
Venom 2 is an even worse movie. You have a character like Carnage and you neuter him by making him a PG-13 comedic villain. No.
With a great actor as well.
And I don't think Woody Harrelson did a good job as Cassidy. I like Woody Harrelson. Yeah, a younger Woody Harrelson would have done great.
Even present day Woody Harrelson.
He is. I'm happy they got
If
rid
he
of
had
that really
something
weird wig
better
that
to
they had.
work with, something he could sink his teeth into just a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
more.
yeah. What they gave him, not even he could do justice to it. I like Woody Harrelson. He just cannot do any justice to his shit character with a shit script and a shit movie.
He did the best he could. I
And
just didn't
it's
understand
still,
how Venom became a buddy comedy.
I don't know. But it skipped an entire storyline for, you know, Eddie Brock to even become Venom,
Yeah,
or even for Venom to become an anti-hero. But that's what I'm saying is like Sony with these movies is trying to make an anti-hero universe with like Morbius, who is a villain for a while in the comic books. Venom is a villain for a while in the comic books. Morbius was just that's just embarrassing. But Venom was still just garbage. It wasn't good at all. It was shit. So Venom 3, like I don't care for. Like I
I just had
remember.
this crazy thought. Bear with me.
Okay.
They're building up these villains as heroes, as anti-heroes, or whatever you want to call it. And if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen Morbius. They have sort of set up in the background that Spider-Man is wanted. Weren't
Yeah,
there references to Spider-Man and Morbius?
yeah. I don't know. I mean, Spider-Man's always wanted. He's a vigilante, so
No,
he's
I
wanted
mean
quite a bit.
for murder.
Oh yeah, I get. I don't know. Yeah, but it's Sony. Who knows? Like
So
just
what if they're setting up a universe where the heroes are the villains and Spider-Man is um, the the antagonist?
I don't know. Yeah.
They just role reverse everything.
I'm curious if they're going to pull this in Madam Web.
It's a good question. I saw, and as long as we're bringing up Madam Web, with also another movie coming out this year. I, I saw the trailer, and I'm just not feeling it, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's her name? Dakota Johnson.
I guess.
She's got the acting prowess of a wet piece of cardboard. Um, she's she's not appealing to even watch. It's not something I think anyone ever needs to see. Like her, meaning her acting. Um, it's I don't know. Like I can't imagine watching a superhero movie with her at the forefront and anyone being like, "Oh my god, this is an amazing movie." Now the Spider Women in the movie, sure. Now the older rich evil dude that I don't think is older in this movie yet. The I forget his name. One of Spider-Man's villains.
Adrian Toomes, the
No, not
Vulture,
Adrian. Not Adrian Toomes. No, it's an older rich guy in the comic books that has Spider-Man's powers.
that has Spider-Man
Um,
powers.
he has Spider-Man's powers. The villain in this movie is that character. So I'm curious if they're actually going to do him any justice or not,
No, of course not.
because this is a character that, like with Venom, can sneak up on Spider-Man. Spider-Man does not have any way to detect an attack from this guy coming. So, but yeah, it's I don't know.
Well, rather than draw all of this out, how about I do some rapid fires and you just give a quick yay
Okay,
or nay?
okay.
Okay, Dune 2.
Dune 2. I still have not watched. I still cannot make it through Dune 1.
Fair enough. Nosferatu.
Yes, bring it.
Um,
A modern version of that, I think, absolutely would be great to watch as long as they keep it scary.
well, it is directed by Robert Eggers that
Oh,
did
good.
The Lighthouse and The Northman and The Vivitch.
Okay, so as long as okay, so it's being directed by a very twisted mind. That's awesome. Okay, go
And
ahead.
starring Bill Skarsgård,
Okay.
Nicholas Holt, and Lily Rose Depp.
Oh.
You know, the yoga hoser.
Well, no, Lily is actually a very good actress, so I'm down
Oh,
for it.
Willem Dafoe and Aaron Taylor Johnson are also in it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, it's just if you want me to go more into some things, just say stop.
Go ahead.
Joker 2.
No.
No, it's gonna be dope. I think. Musical with Lady Gaga.
Well, I mean, is that not, like, I mean, it looks interesting. It's just like I think Joker 1 was a little too um
Taxi
overhyped.
Driver.
Yeah, very much so. Um I just think it was I think people felt it was better than it was.
I got a lot of I can Scorsese too vibes.
Pretty much. It's like Todd Phillips trying to come away from comedy so hard. It's kind of watching the joke, like Todd Phillips try to make a really edgy movie felt the same to me as watching Miley Cyrus acting crazy to get out from underneath of the Disney umbrella. That's what
Okay.
it felt like to me.
Well, I thought the first Joker movie was a very well done movie in a way that we'd seen it done before, as in the cases I've mentioned.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. Just like for an original take on the character and how, whatever. It's like still like one of those. I could go with it without seeing it.
What about Inside Out 2?
Still haven't seen Inside Out.
You should. It's really good.
It's not for lack of one. I just, I'll get around to it.
Don't remember when that movie came out. It's been like 15 years.
It's been a while. No,
Gladiator 2.
No.
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 Uh,
The first one was okay. I did like the first one, but no.
Okay. What about the new Planet of the Apes movie?
Is it a follow up to the one with
Yeah, it's still continuing. This is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I'm curious what happened after Caesar died. But I honestly think they should have stopped all of it after the really, I thought Rise of the Planet of the Apes was actually probably I think that would have been a great. Was it Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War, right, of the Planet of the Apes?
I have no idea. That's one of the reasons I have a hard time getting into the Planet of the Apes movies, not because of quality, but because I don't know which movie's which.
Let's see, Dawn is the one with James Franco. And that's what's showing like how it all started from them trying to cure Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is I think it takes place like 10 to 15 years later. Where
I should
half the
just sit down and
human
watch them all at some point.
I mean I kind of like them, but it's kind of like more of a guilty pleasure because they're not really great movies. They're not phenomenal movies by any means. I would have loved to have seen a follow up to Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. when he shows up and he sees like the big bad guy dressed like like Abraham Lincoln's spot, and Mark Wahlberg finding out that he's actually in the future now.
Oh, the Kevin Smith ending.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious about it. But
watch Kevin Smith movies. That's great. It was a comic book, if I'm not mistaken.
But I don't know. I'll probably see it. It's just like not something like not something I'm gonna like run to the theaters to go see.
All right. How about Sonic 3?
Yes.
Twisters.
Well, Sonic 3, are they bringing in Jim Carrey?
Are they? I mean, he's in the cast.
Is he officially announced as being Dr. Robotnik?
I assume he's going to be Dr. Robotnik again, but he's listed in the cast. So
yeah, if he comes back, then I'm going to be thrilled to see it. It's just one of those deals where it's just like Jim Carrey had announced that he wanted to call it with acting.
Until someone drives up with a dump truck, a load of money, and says, "Reprise this, please."
Well, I know he had a good time playing Dr. Robotnik. But you know, it's like it's as long as he's in it, I'm down.
Is James Marsden not enough for you?
No. Nope. Okay. Not at all. Not even Sonic or Tails are good enough for me in those movies. Dr. Robotnik, honestly, in the Sonic franchises, Dr. Robotnik has always made it what it is. And then, like, having Jim Carrey take over as Dr. Robotnik was just brilliance. So I'm stoked if he's coming on board with Shadow the Hedgehog being like the new big bad. I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'll play either way. Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned it a second ago. Twisters.
No.
You're not down for the sequel to the Tornado movie?
No,
even though it has nobody from the original movie in it.
I said the 1996 movie with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt, where they got sucked up into like a. I'm just saying when they got sucked up into the middle of a tornado that was strong enough to rip up all these houses and all these like underground systems. But what saved their asses was them strapping a belt around a metal pipe.
Yeah.
And holding on for dear life.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not excited to see Twisters at all.
No. Twister is a cinematic classic.
No, it's not.
Absolutely is.
No. But because of cows flying through the air? No. I will say it had a young, fine-ass Helen Hunt in it, but that's,
And Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That was like, that's like 28 years ago.
And Carrie Elwes.
I forgot he was in it. Didn't he die, though?
I don't spoil movies.
No. What else is coming out this year?
I didn't even know this. There's a Borderlands movie coming out.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm curious about that one. Yeah, based on the game. I'm curious about that one. You know what they need to do? They need to do a really good Doom. Just make one good Doom movie. Either Doom or Wolfenstein. I'd be down for one of those two. For either or.
Let's see.
Or Gremlins 3.
There's going to be a new Wolfman movie.
Yeah. I'm good.
From Universal.
Yeah, I know. Is it like a sequel to the one with Del Toro? Is it like
No, it's like it looks like it's a take on the original.
Like the OG one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like classic Universal monster.
Wasn't that the Benicio del Toro movie too? Wasn't that like a take on that one?
Yeah, that's more like how would you put it? A visual reimagining, a
Okay.
lot of artistic license
Okay.
being utilized.
No,
But
I'm curious about it.
this looks like a at least from the poster, it looks like it's going to try to embrace the spirit of the original The Wolfman as much as possible.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
And I guess, God, there's so many. But I want to move on to the original stuff. So, how about we just go with the Garfield movie?
No.
You're not going to watch the Garfield movie?
Nope.
Who is making this?
No, Bill Murray.
Chris Pratt is Garfield.
No.
Samuel L. Jackson is in it. Ving Rhames, Nicholas Holt, Cecily Strong,
I'm all right. So, what about the original stuff?
Bone Yang. Oh, that one is Studios Alcon Entertainment, Prime Focus. Interesting, sort of. Okay, not really. Directed by Mark Dindal,
What is it called?
who did Chicken Little, the Garfield movie.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna watch that shit.
All right, these are my hand-picked things that I thought would be worth mentioning. Original ideas that are coming out this year. So maybe start getting ready to mark some calendar dates. We're going to start with June 28th. They're already calling it Chapter 1. It's Horizon, an American Saga. Directed by Kevin Costner, starring Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
It is a 15-year chronicle of the pre- and post-Civil War expansion and settlement of the American West, a journey fraught with peril and intrigue, from struggles with the natural elements to the interactions with the indigenous peoples who lived on the land, and the determination and at many times ruthlessness of those who sought to settle it. It's a Kevin Costner Western.
Okay. Sounds like okay. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I really don't know. Not really my not really my kind of a movie, but it sounds interesting. Guess he wants to go back and relive his let's have Dances with Wolves days. Excuse me.
That's fair. All right, next up from director Guy Ritchie is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh,
In
yes. I
1940,
did hear about that.
Winston Churchill and Ian Fleming form a clandestine combat organization for Britain's military that changes the course of World War II and prefigures the modern Black Ops unit through its unconventional and entirely ungentlemanly fighting techniques against the Nazis.
Okay.
Directed by Guy Ritchie, as I said, starring Henry Cavill. Carrie Elwes, isn't it?
Carrie Yules.
Elwes. Yeah, him. Is this going to be on your radar?
No. I'll probably check it out, but it's like it's,
Coming April 19th.
Okay.
Next up, Project Artemis.
Oh, yeah. No. I did hear about this one.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Well, because some people might not have, it's directed by Greg Berlanti, and it's a romantic comedy set against the backdrop of the 1969 Apollo 11 moon launch, starring Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum.
Yep.
With Woody Harrelson,
Give me 1 second.
Jim Rash, Ray Romano. July 12th. That one's coming out. I mean, I picked these, so naturally these are the ones that kind of caught my eye, and I think this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. From Greg Berlanti, he did Love Simon, Life as We Know It, The Broken Hearts Club. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And then we have Mother's Instinct. Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain. Best friends and neighbors, Alice and Celine, both live an idyllic traditional lifestyle with manicured lawns, successful husbands and sons of the same age. Life's perfect harmony is suddenly shattered after a tragic accident. Guilt, suspicion, and paranoia combine to unravel their sisterly bond, and a psychological battle of wills begins as the maternal instinct reveals its darker side.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. Actually, sounds pretty intriguing.
That will be. It doesn't look like there's a U.S. release date on here. So, sometime this year. That's what I got for you.
Okay.
And then you might have been hearing about this one, Alex Garland, A24, Civil War.
Oh, yes.
I was almost interested in, this movie. For those that don't know, in the near future, a group of war journalists attempt to survive while reporting the truth as the United States stands on the brink of civil war. Look, I don't like the timing of this movie at all. It's just like, please don't. Please. And then I see that it stars Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, this is that Civil War II movie, right?
No, it's just Civil War.
I thought it was called. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. You know what? They only came out with like a little bit of a teaser trailer for that, right?
Yeah.
And you already have people fighting. It's like, well, Texas and California teaming up. That would never happen. Like,
well, hopefully none of it will ever happen.
Like, Texas would wipe California out. They don't have guns out there. It's like, yeah, okay. One of the highest concentration of gun ownership in the country is in California, but okay.
Yes, because street gangs tickle each other to death.
Oh my God.
That's how that works.
Not just that, there's plenty of people out here that are packing every single day.
The LAPD are definitely not known for having a large arsenal.
You know who you're safest around when they're carrying guns is Texas cops, because look at Uvalde. You can do whatever you want. They'll never touch you.
Ooh, sick burn.
So they have a whole SWAT gear. They're terrified of using any of it. It's all just a costume to them. But anyway, so
not to mention, as you've pointed out several times before, not on the air, but just yes, when it comes to politics, California's major urban areas, also highly armed, are sort of a small percentage of the country side in California. When you have the wide open spaces of everybody loving their guns. It's like saying Oregon doesn't have guns. Where do you think these militias started?
Yeah, and like I've said to you numerous times, this is not a political podcast at all.
No.
But if you don't live nor have ever been to California, and you're thinking that all of California is just this blue state of people with dyed hair and sucking down lattes, it's not what it is. It's little pockets of California that just kind of make up in those pockets a large majority of the voting population. Outside those is all red.
Agriculture out the yin yang.
So yeah, I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about the economics of it. I'm just saying just the political affiliations. It's like once you get like outside of San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles, like you have tons and tons of areas where it's just like just red county, just red votes and everything else. Like, and these are gun-toting people. Like, it's all over the place out here. So yeah, it's California, Texas, them teaming up. I could see that happening. While at the same time destroying each other, because the way California is set up, it's kind of like Texas in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Where Texas, like all the little pockets are, there's little pockets like in Austin where it's very liberal.
Yeah.
But then you have like just Dallas and everything else where like, you know, you have like a lot of Texas where it's like very red, but you still have those little pockets. So I could see like Texas and California either teaming up or destroying each other. But the Civil War movie actually does look very interesting.
Interesting. I just hate the timing, April 12th.
Yeah. Huh. You know, what else is there?
We have Argyle. You might have seen a bunch of adverts for this. Matthew Vaughn directed. You might know from X-Men First Class. Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard. And it's sort of a spy flick with a big twist of some sort, as they keep mentioning in the trailer. Once you know the secret, don't tell anybody the secret. You know, something like that.
Yeah, I've seen. I'm curious about that.
I have a feeling that in this category, if this movie does well, it will never be mentioned again, because then it will be a franchise.
Yeah, probably. And that's how franchises start, though. I mean, you know, Ghostbusters was supposed to be a one and done, and here we are. But yeah.
Directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. We have Damsel. A dutiful damsel agrees to marry a handsome prince only to find the royal family has recruited her as a sacrifice to repay an ancient debt. Thrown into a cave with a fire-breathing dragon, she must rely on her wits and her will to survive.
Is this like an actual serious movie, or is this like a like a Shrek kind of thing?
It looks pretty serious.
Okay, I'm down.
But it also stars Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
Looks like it's going to be a Netflix flick. March next month. Not next month. Month after next. March 8th. It looks like it's getting a worldwide release.
Yeah.
Then we have Longlegs. It's about a serial killer. And through an investigation, the case takes complex turns. There's a personal connection between the cop and the merciless killer, and it's a race against time to stop him before he strikes again. Sounds kind of generic, right?
Yeah.
Directed by Oz Perkins. Not really sure what else you might know him for. Pretty thing. Oh, the Hansel and Gretel movie, if you remember that one. Yeah. But the thing that made me mention this is because it has Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it's going to be time to play that game. Is it good? It has Nicolas Cage. Is it good?
Oh, my God.
All right, then we have Horoscope. A group of college friends begin dying in ways connected to their fortunes after getting their horoscopes read.
Stupid.
It's exactly what you think it is. I'm moving on. Eden, Ron Howard's new movie, starring Jude Law and Ana de Armas. A darkly comic tale of murder and survival set around a group of eclectic characters who abandon civilization for the Galapagos. They are all searching for the answer to that ever-pressing question that plagues us all. What is the meaning of life? Great director, great cast. I'm in.
Okay.
Then it's going to be looks like late in the year. Got a couple more. Well, I actually got a lot more than a couple more.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have the time for a lot more.
Okay, three more. I'm narrowing it down here. If directed by John Krasinski, starring Ryan Reynolds.
Oh
and
yes,
John
yes.
Krasinski.
Yeah, that actually looks very interesting.
A girl discovers she can see everybody's imaginary friends and embarks on a magical adventure to reconnect forgotten ifs with their kids. So I guess if stands for imaginary friend.
Yep, yeah, it's a more kiddie version of Drop Dead Fred. I'm down for it.
I think it's going to be pretty good. Then we have Spaceman.
No, that's the one with Adam Sandler.
With Adam Sandler, yes.
Yes, that right there. Look, I think that looks really good.
And I'm just going to leave that there then. Hold on. I will say it
but that's a Netflix
releases
that's,
March 1st. So it's coming up real soon.
Yep.
God, it's more than a month away, and I'm like, real soon. And finally, we have Freaky Tales.
No, not really. Too. No.
What's that?
I've heard of that one. Go ahead and read. You want to tell me what it's about? But I've read it. It's like it's not really something that's really for me.
In 1987 Oakland, a mysterious force guides the town's underdogs in 4 interconnected tales. Teen punks defend their turf against Nazi skinheads. A rap duo battles for hip-hop immortality. A wary henchman gets a shot at redemption, and an NBA All-Star settles the score. Starring Pedro Pascal. That's the name I recognize.
Yeah.
So
this doesn't really seem like my cup of tea at all.
I want to see. Oh, it looks like it was released at Sundance. So far, only Sundance, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But those are, and I have some more that we're not going to get into, but those aren't original movies, original IPs. They are stuff that is not a sequel, reboot, remake, or franchise yet, because I get the feeling some of these will definitely be those things in the future.
Yeah.
They exist, kids. They exist. No matter what anybody tells you, there are original ideas. You know what else is original, Brandon? Your OnlyFans and other places people can find you on the internet.
Oh yeah, this is a really easy one. Just B Jacksman 182. It is pretty much like the thing down here at the corner, right there, one of the pointing right there. Okay, so B Jacksman 182 on Instagram. But more importantly, follow the WADcast. The WADcast is the WADcast on Threads, on Instagram, on Facebook. Just look us up, and you'll see like a picture of me and Josh with like the WADcast logo that you see in the top corner of the screen here. And that's really it. Just follow us on there. Getting better at updating our social media and everything else that I'm doing. But yeah, that's about it. Josh, what about you?
Well, I'm going to tell everybody to go to wadcomedia.com to find all the pertinent links and information to things you need to keep track of what we're doing here. That includes the Facebook page where all of the stuff gets updated. Just go like, follow, do all of those wonderful things you do. If you feel like throwing down some money, we have some Patreon, but honestly, I'm not really paying attention to Patreon. But we do have a fully functional merchandise store, which you can find link to at wadcomedia.com. That's where you can get cool things like this. Wadco Media. What is this? A jacket? A hoodie? Yeah, hoodie. A Wadco Media hoodie or a Wadcasted. All these wonderful designs created by a wonderful artist. It's me. I'm the guy. And they're all available to buy. I just have this thing. If you're going to throw down your hard-earned money in support of us, you should have something more maybe than just our voices to kind of act as a receipt, So we make things available for you that you can hold in your hand and show everybody that we are the WADcast and we are WADco Media. That's what it's there for. So be sure to follow all of the socials, or at least the ones that you want to, and keep checking in on a regular basis, because WADco Media expanding all the time. I got a lot of irons in the fire, getting ready to bring you wonderful new shows. But the WADcast is the standard bearer. It's the flagship every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, unless Brandon doesn't feel like it, I guess.
Yeah, not feel like it. Okay.
No, you figured out by now that we give each other a little crap. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
And
trust me, every time I'm not on the show, it burns me when I'm not on the show. It really does.
I'd like having the opportunity to talk fast about me.
Oh, I know.
It's my favorite.
There's one person Josh likes talking about more, like the most of all, it's himself. So
I'm the best.
We all just let him do it.
Narcissism for the win.
Yeah. Well, with work being what it was, me pulling in 157 hours, yeah, I'm going to probably have you take the reins a few times here on the show. But speaking of which, I do have to get going. I'm going to let Josh handle this. But you guys have a great night. Love seeing all you people. Josh here just as unconventionally handsome as usual. Have a good night.
That mother father just say unconventionally handsome. I don't know how to take that. I also don't think he dropped one F-bomb all night, so no explicit tag for us. That's good news. Anyway, thank you all for joining us for the WADcast episode number 157. It has been a blast talking to you about these awesome and sometimes questionable movies that are coming out this year. Stuff we're looking forward to, or at least I'm looking forward to. I'm notoriously easy to please, so at least I got that going for me. But as we do every week, I send you off with a final thought. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is you. If you want to be a writer, then the thing you have to start doing is writing. Whether it's on the most current, up-to-date edition of Final Draft, or whether it's just a pen and some paper, just start writing. I do both. Every night before I go to bed, I have a notebook. I'm writing 2 pages. Guaranteed minimum. Why? Because I need the stuff that's in my brain to be on paper. So it's out of my brain. If you want to be a director, you get a phone, right? Everybody's got a phone. Start directing. Set up your shots. Get your friends to be your free actors. But even in that situation, don't forget to feed them. If you want to act, the internet's full of words. Find some. Perform them. Just because you're not getting money for it now doesn't mean you'll ever get money for it. But you'll never get to that point if you don't start doing it. And that's why every week I tell you the only thing standing between you and your dreams is you. You just have to get over yourself and start doing the thing you want to create. And let the world know that you're ready for them to see you for who you really are. Well, this has been the WADcast episode number 157, as I've mentioned numerous times throughout the night. Thank you all for joining me and Brandon. As always, it's a pleasure to have you around. Thank you once again for helping us land third place in Folio Weekly's Best of Jacks 2023. It's the best podcast. It's an honor. It really is. So until next time, episode number 158, I bid you all a good night. And we'll see you